Hi everyone. So today we will be having a live code session and we will be learning PubSub pattern. So that's a very simple design pattern and basically it depends on like publishing subscribers. So it's like one person publishing some content and there's a lot of people who can subscribe to it and actually can listen whenever their callbacks will be called, whenever actually they want to do publish something. So let's go for it. She says, and if you create the REPL, yeah, so everything is created. You can see the output on the right side, and as you can see, there are multiple files on the left hand side. So first, let's start writing our PubSub. So what's exactly a PubSub pattern, right? So PubSub pattern. So what's exactly it? So in PubSub pattern, basically it's like publish and subscribe, right? So the user will subscribe it and someone can publish it. So it's like you are listening to a radio, right? And then it's like you're subscribed to a newspaper, right? Newsletter. So if they publish a newsletter, all the subscriber can actually receive it. So it's like, yeah, that's a very good example. So you can just take it like that. If you subscribe to any website newsletter, then whenever they publish it, you can all the subscribers will get the notifications, like get the data of it. So we don't have a class syntax, so we'll be using the native JavaScript. So we'll be implementing a functional class. So let's name our class PubSub. So we will maintain our list of subscribers. Now first we need to let's implement the subscriber. So if what if someone wants to subscribe it? So it will be a function. So now whenever someone wants to subscribe, they need to refer a event name and data, uh, function callback, they like which callback they actually want to get this data with. Yeah, spelling error. So first we will check if this dot subscribers event name, if this does not exist, uh, well, because every like with corresponding to event name, it should be an object. uh, Event name to array of callback. So this will be the mapping in subscribers. As you can see, we have write it in the comment section. Now so let's these are subscribers event name is equal to yeah sorry, let me just put it, and then this dot subscriber dot push will push our function callback. Yeah. So this is a simple subscribe function. So if you want to subscribe, it will just pass a event name. If the event doesn't exist, like if the event doesn't exist in the subscribers, we'll put initialize it with an empty array, like mapping of that, and then we'll push our function callback corresponding to that event. Now if we go to this dot publish, so now we're going to towards publish method. So what's the publish method is like event name and the data they want to publish. Yeah, so the data they want to publish. So now it's simple. So if You just need to check if this dot subscriber, if that event name exists, we will simply return, else this dot subscribers event name you just make sure that the whatever like that is passed is right. This is just an extra check if yes, or type of function should be called. If it is callback, then we will call the callback with data. So simple, every function is called corresponding to that event name, and that is called. So publish is simple, subscribe is simple, and yeah, so this is our simple publish pattern. Now here if you see there is a problem, and the problem is that like you can keep subscribing it, but there will be like extra like function which is not removed, which is not removed from the subscribers corresponding to that event, which can actually lead to memory leak when actually they don't need, they still exist here. So what we can do is we will return a function, and this function what it will do is so there's two methods, so we'll go with the filter one. So this dot subscribers event name dot filter, here you can say fn return fn not equal to so function callback. So it will filter if any of the function equal to function callback, that will not be returning it, else all like that will be removed. Actually simple, like function callback will be removed. So here actually if you see, we are actually using the concept of closures, so it will remember the function callback which it will have, while this subscriber can be continuously updated. So actually it can filter the data, and like event name, both these things from the like parent function it will remember. So I think yeah, this is a simple function. Now how we will now let's visualize it. So what we will do is we will create a simple publishers we'll create a publisher. We can have a class publisher box. We can have a class publisher box, this class publisher, so class publisher blocks, and if you see it has like we can have then we have another class, we can have a class so it's like publisher, this is a p1 publisher, so we can call it p1 content, right? So p1 content. So if we run it, you can see it's a very simple as of now. So then we have another button. So we'll publishing some random content so that we don't need to worry actually. So it's not an issue. So yeah, so we have a publish button. Now let's add some CSS to make it beautiful. Display flex. So now we need to add this publisher box. In publisher box we can have a width of 100 pixel, 500 pixel. Four pixel. Yeah, so I think another thing is we can do is yeah, so we have simple publisher first. Now we will make similar to this. We will make our publisher. Now we have subscribers, right? So here we can put a S1 content. There's no net subscriber S1. So we can have subscriber box. So it will be very similar to code subscriber. Yeah, and publisher box we can actually put these two. Subscriber box. So if you see, we have subscriber and we have some content to write. So now let's try to publish the data. We have observe object which we create. Now now we know what we know. Now we know, okay, right now const event class. So we know like where actually we want to publish that data, right? So so let's put it actually, this is not a class, this is id. Similarly this will be id. So event class mapping. So here we will do different mapping. Now we know we want to subscribe to p1, and for like p1 to subscribes to subscribe to, okay, actually it should be to get better. Subscribes to p1 subscriber this one. So if you see in the UI subscriber this one, yeah, subscribes to p1. Now publish p1, right? So now so this is simple mapping, right? So now what we will do is, so now we have observe object, right? So the object is subscribe. Now we are subscribing to this event name, or let's say our event name is p1, and we have a function, right? So we are passing a function callback. So whenever the event p1 is published, even P1 will publish some data, we can actually restrict it. We can actually do whatever we want. Like, so this is like subscribing to P1, right? So now if I am subscribing to P1, what I can do is uh, I can do event class mapping, and now I know, like, I am subscribing to P1. So what I can do is for each, so ID, because that was actually ID of that each any of the content. So now what we will do is host node is equal to document element by ID, that is ID node root slash n. It will receive some data, like, right. Now the question come. Now we have another function function on. So when we click on publish click, so here you will pass the event name, and there we will do dot publish. Now publish, right? So now we have to publish to P1 event. What we publish, let's say my name, right? So this is what we want to publish. Now this function is not anywhere, so we should keep a mapping to this publish button. Okay, right. So now if you see, we actually need event name, and we actually should receive data to data to. So here you can mention P1, you can mention data pool, right? So if I click now, if you see our code, so this actually initializes the object. Now if you see, we know, like, for the P1 event, this is like content we want to update. We subscribe to P1, we receive data, we go to P1. So for this ID we get the ID, like a node, we just update the node, right? When on publish click, we'll update the event, like should hold, this should ideally work. Okay, should not error. Okay, now if you see, it's not working, right? So yeah, so let's check it out actually where it's not working. So subscribe, so publish. So I think let's first check if it is actually getting here. If we'll try to console anything random, it's getting actually here. Now we can see if we are actually getting data and event name, right? Yeah, so we are getting the right name also. I think then the problem can be, let's first check if it is coming inside. It's not heat reloading, so you need to okay, so it's not coming inside. Okay, subscribers. Let's try to check if it is subscribe is actually worked. So yes, so subscriber is actually worked. We have a P1. So this just getting subscriber. Okay, let's try to debug it. Okay, so actually this is returning from here. Actually, oh, so if it is not exist, like so when you're trying to publish, so ideally it should be that does not exist. So then it should happen. So yeah, there's a mistake. So yeah, so if you see, okay, so it's like every time you see publishing, the subscriber is actually getting the content. Okay, let's try to make it little beautiful. So what we can do is overflow scroll. Let's adjust height to, okay, let's keep the height same. If you try to, so if you, then you can actually see, you can actually scroll right. Yeah, so you can see actually we are updated. Now we are doing it right now. So as you can see now, it's like if the P1 is publishing, right, so here we actually like publishing. So whenever the someone publishes, that content can be dynamic, that can have the data from the API or something like that, then we can actually like bind that function with the corresponding publisher's data. So instead of here I can bind something to it, so like the publisher will have their own functionality, like if they have same function, like everyone will fetch the data from API, so we can actually implement there here. If you see here, so instead of directly publishing it, we can perform something and then we can actually publish it, right? So yeah, so I think now instead, so like yes, so now what we can do is, yeah, so let's assume now, there's something interesting we can do. So let's now this time we can have, let's assume two publishers, publisher P2 will call Rana, right? So this is like P2 content, right? And similarly we can have two subscribers, that is S2. Now this one subscribes to P2 both. This is S2. So if you see in the UI, yes, you can see there are two publishers, there are two subscribers now, right? So when we what do you mean by when actually mean key, like a second subscriber is subscribed to both P1 and P2, right? So this is a P1 mapping. So if we do the P1 P2, so here we will be having subscriber 2, right? And in the event 1 also we will having subscriber 2. So that means when the publisher P1 publishes the content, it will publish both one, it will publish to S1 and S2, right? So that means it's subscribed to both. Now why need to do this, we need to maintain this, where we actually need to update the content, right? We can actually do it dynamically also. We can see later on how we can actually do it dynamically, but yeah, so yeah, so I think if we subscribe to this, so yeah, let's try to run it. So if I click on P1, you can see I'm getting the content in the both, right? Yes, you can see I'm getting content in the both, right? But if I'm getting P2, I'm getting content only in, right, because this one is, oh, okay, okay, so actually both is going on both. So have I changed the event? Okay, so if I click on, yeah, if I click on publish, so it should be P2. So publish, oh, actually it's here, like instead on publish, it should actually, yeah, yes, I'm hard coding it. Yes, yeah, now actually, like depending on the parameters, it will work, right? So if you click on P, it will be working on both. Now if the publisher P2 do, okay, so on publisher P2, so like this subscriber is like one, but this subscriber done to both, right? So like both done, that's fine, but publisher now both is second is not working. Okay. Yeah, because we haven't subscribed to P2, right? So yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, because we haven't subscribed to P2, so as you can see, nothing is happening, right? So let's subscribe to P2. Yeah, so if I click on Rahul, so you can see it's like coming on both my publisher P2. You can see it's coming on the second one only. So that means because it's subscribed to both, so it's getting the input from the both, but not only from the first, right? So this is like simple PubSub pattern. It has many pros and cons. So like it's a very simple principle to understand, right? To how you can communicate and transfer data. So what are the use cases of it? So there are different use cases. Use cases to communicate between components. So here I'm using the components in generic terms, not with related to React. So there you have two elements. So like if you have like two HTML elements or components, you actually want to communicate, right? So with the help of these, you can actually communicate. So for example, you can like store will actually be so store, for example, let's give you example of Flipkart website. If you are using PubSub pattern there, so the cart must have subscribed to all the type of products, actually, like any type of product where ad is happening. So let's assume there is a event like ad product, right? So it must be subscribed to it. So whenever you click on the add button, so what it will do is it will fire, okay, this product, like whatever all the basic information needed for that product, it will add that information and it will publish it. Now whoever actually listening it, right? For example, now it's just publishing it. Now the cart must also be listening it. So the cart listening it, it will update the cart. Now the product itself listening it. So if you see there are multiple information there, you want to show a star or you want to change the look of the product depending if it's added in the cart or not, right? So you want to show some extra information depending on the cart. So that actually itself might be listening to that event. So it can check if it is my event. For example, if I'm adding any event, everyone must be listening, but only that will acknowledge it because it's like matching to it, right? It is like product ID is matching, it can do the updates according to it. So to communicate between components, so this is like one of the major use cases. So if you actually understand this, then you actually try to understand any of the, like for example React Redux thing, how the complete flow works. It will give you a better insights on how to do it. It has now if you see, like we are actually giving on subscribe, you actually see we are returning a function to unsubscribe it. Now it is possible that users might not unsubscribe it, so that's another disadvantage of it, which actually leads to a lot of memory leaks. So that's also another not a good thing. So this is all the very basics of like PubSub pattern. So next time I will, okay, so like in the next video what I will do is I will try to make it more dynamic from the UI perspective, and we'll try to show you like if you can, like we can have an add button here, we can add keeping subscribers, and we can have add publishers, right? So there should be an option like whom I want to subscribe, whom I will not want to subscribe. So we can try to make it dynamic and try to see like more about the PubSub pattern. So yeah, keep like I hope you guys Hey guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed and it will be helpful for you. So PubSub pattern is one of the like easiest pattern and you should learn at the beginning while you're starting the design patterns, so that you can actually understand uh, how it works. And also it will be really great if you guys can use it in your side projects. So you can try to build simple side projects, like you can try to build a simple where you have like simple version of like a product page and then be card, right, so that you can update multiple informations, right. uh, Second example I can give you is you can make a simple, I will say a simple incrementer and decrementer like counter. It's a very simple application, but still it's good to like start test these patterns how to use it. Also you can like read a lot about it, about lots, because it has lots of pros and cons, like why should use it and why should not. So it will be a great site. So I will be making a second part of it, that is design bubs up pattern, like how with the UI how we can how we can show it dynamically, like you can add dynamic publisher and use publish and subscriber, and how they can actually communicate. It will be more interactive. So that will be, I will do the next video. So and after that, the next video that I'll be making on the next design pattern is recursive pet design, recursive component pattern basically. So how a React components can be used itself as a component. So that will be a really interesting design pattern used at multiple places. I have used it at multiple places and using it currently. So yeah, thank you.